400 years ago. The story of the past is called history. Many different people and events helped shape Virginia's history. Virginia's story is very special. The story of the Commonwealth of Virginia began over 400 years ago. Life was very different in the past. Back then, the land was not called Virginia. It was home to thousands of American Indians. What was life like back then? This piece of land on the York River was once home to a man called Powhatan and his people. He was the chief of more than 30 Indian tribes. These drawings were made over 400 years ago. Do men dress this way today? How are these homes different from the homes we live in today? Imagine many towns like this one spread out along the edges of Virginia's rivers. The Indians who lived in the place between the James and York Rivers were called the Powhatan Indians. About 30 different tribes made up this Indian nation. Virginia's first people. The Powhatan Indians had lived on the banks of Virginia's rivers for thousands of years. They built cozy homes in both small villages and big towns. The Powhatan Indians were one of the biggest nations, but there were many other American Indian tribes too. Powhatan men hunted and fished. They also spent a lot of time practicing ways to protect their families. Powhatan men and women sometimes decorated their skin with colorful paint and designs. Powhatan life. Powhatan women were busy. They grew crops and cooked stews. They made pots, clothes, and tools. Their children laughed and played games just like you. Girls and boys also helped their parents. Children picked fruits and vegetables and collected firewood. Everyone had a job. This is what the inside of a Powhatan longhouse looked like. Jamestown was named to honor King James. The Powhatan Indians did the same thing. They honored their leader, Powhatan, by taking his name. Powhatan was a strong leader. He was the ruler of over 30 different American Indian tribes in Virginia when the English settlers arrived in Jamestown. Powhatan believed that this new tribe of Englishmen could become part of his nation. Powhatan's child, Pocahontas. Powhatan had a bright young daughter. He called her Pocahontas, a nickname that means mischievous. She was about 11 years old when the settlers arrived. She was curious about the newcomers. Pocahontas helped the settlers. She went with her father's people to visit Jamestown. She gave the settlers food so they would not starve at times when there was very little to eat. In the coming years, Pocahontas played a big part in the lives of the settlers and the Indians. An artist imagines what Pocahontas looked like.